Hey, it's me coming back with another podcast. It is Monday. Happy Monday to everybody out there. Hopefully everybody had a good weekend. Started doing these podcasts on a semi-regular basis. I'm trying to get one in per day. So some days I'll upload two, maybe go 2-3 days without uploading one, and then just hit you with a shot of like 3 or 4, just because it's kind of random. Still getting used to the way that I'm lighting this whole area and stuff like that, so bear with me. I can change the lighting in here depending on the mood or my subject that I'm speaking on. So I was going to do a video about the new Ghostbusters movie. There was a trailer for the new Ghostbusters film, which comes out this year, Ghostbusters Afterlife. Very excited about it. Oh, and I do have coffee with me today. The caffeination. So for those of you who have seen the Ghostbusters Afterlife trailer, there have been mixed feelings about it. Myself, I was cautiously optimistic. Did see the trailer. It is a little bit of a different flavor from what some were expecting, I guess. But I'm cautiously optimistic about it. Looks good. Seems like they were reaching back the source material, keeping everything from the first and second movie intact. Maybe they'll throw some stuff in from the cartoon series, not entirely too sure. Looks good. They didn't show any of the original Ghostbusters in the trailer, which is fine. The 3 remaining ones that are still alive, they are going to be in the movie. Some of the other characters from the other movies are going to be in the movie. They're not going to show that right away. They've got to keep a little bit of the mystery. They don't want to fire off the whole wad first thing and just do one of those trailers that gives you the entire film in the trailer, so you don't really necessarily have to go see it. So I totally understand what they're doing with that. They're keeping it mysterious. I think it's good. Some people didn't like the overly serious tone of the trailer. But again, Ghostbusters wasn't a ha-ha comedy. It had dry humor in it, yes. But the shit was pretty scary to a degree. The first and second one, they were somewhat serious. They had their humor points in it, but it wasn't a rolling on the floor comedy, which that was never the intention for it. So some people thought it was a little too serious. I'm thinking they're probably going to save the jokes for the film. I'm sure there's going to be some sort of humor in it. It's not going to be overly too serious. It does have to be to a certain extent, but we don't honestly know what else they're going to do with this film. So I'm cautiously optimistic. There were a few Easter eggs in the film, which I found exciting. In the trailer, I mean. So the trailer shows a few things. I saw a terror dog at one point, which is fantastic. If you're watching this video, you've seen the original 2 Ghostbusters. The 2 Ghostbusters films. That's right, I said 2, because the other one didn't happen. I just wiped that out of my hard drive. Let's not go with the Paul Feig Ghostbusters thing. I'm not even going to talk about it because it makes me angry. It wasn't because it was a film starring 4 ladies. I have absolutely zero problem with leading women in film. I think that some of my favorite characters actually from a lot of my favorite films were actually female characters. Sigourney Weaver. Ripley from Aliens. Somebody says name a huge leading woman that was more kick-ass than a lot of guys. Sigourney Weaver from the Alien franchise. Yeah. So it's not a bias towards women at all. I think leading women are fantastic. I don't have any problem. If the movie's garbage and the plot is garbage, the script is crap, and the effects are shit, I'm gonna hate it. And if it completely takes a shit on the original franchise, I will hate it for that reason even more. So yeah, that's all I'm gonna say about that Ghostbusters movie. I'll probably go on like a 20-minute rant in one of these videos talking about that garbage fire of a film. I'm just gonna talk about the first two, maybe touch a little bit on the cartoon series. There were some Easter eggs in that trailer that we're speaking, like that I'm going to be speaking about, that were direct Easter eggs connecting at least the first film to this new one. I saw a terror dog, or at least the leg or foot of a terror dog at one point. If you go back through the trailer and watch it, you'll see it. It's on the hood of a car. Mr. Ant-Man there is looking pretty scared of it, as he very well should be. I hope they're not rehashing the whole Gozer thing from the first movie. They really shouldn't have to. If you follow any of the Ghostbusters lore, the way that it was structured was there was actually 3 stories. You can throw in the cartoon series, which was pretty cool. Actually, check it out for sure. I highly recommend checking out the cartoon series. Again, I did a video a couple days ago on Transformers and the nostalgia with the old Transformers cartoon and how it still holds up today. Ghostbusters, the real Ghostbusters animated series didn't age as well, but it's still an interesting watch. I don't believe that it is canon. I believe they're just going with this movie. From what I can gather, it's just the first 2 films, which is a damn shame. I hope that they keep Ghostbusters the game as canon for the story. For those of you out there who haven't checked it out yet, it has been re-released. It's called Ghostbusters the Game. It was originally on PlayStation 3 and Xbox 360. Fucking amazing. If you're a Ghostbusters fan, you want to get your fix, play it. It's good. Good story. The original actors did all the voice acting in it. It was great. It was amazing. It was meant to be the 3rd installment of a trilogy. And it finished it off pretty damn good. It went back, connected the dots between the first 2 movies to the new story that you're presented with in the game, which is fantastic. It's its own thing. It ties the story up nicely, and it's very good. There's a lot of stuff you can just kind of nerd out and enjoy with it. So if you are a Ghostbusters fan and you want to get a good fix on a good game, they just re-released it. It's on PlayStation 4. I'm going to go pick up my re-release copy eventually here. I've been just kind of forgetting to do so. I've got it for the 360 and for the Nintendo Wii. I've played it all the way through. It's fucking amazing. I play it from time to time. Such a good game. Such a good game. So try that one out. Because the way that the game does it, I'm going to go into spoiler territory here. So you might want to pause or fast forward it a little bit. But it is what it is. The way that the game ties it all up is it connects the dots between the 1984 incident with Gozer and Ghostbusters 2 and leads into this game and how it's one consistent story. And the big bad, which is pretty amazing, Ivo Shandor. Ivo Shandor, they talk about him in Ghostbusters, the original one. If you remember the scene where they are in the jailhouse, they're in the jail cell. They pull out the plans, blueprints for the Park West building that Dana Barrett lives in. The spire on top was built in such a particular way that it was used, Egon said it was used to identify dead pulsars in deep space from NASA. He said that either somebody was a certified genius or an authentic wacko that built the building and designed it. That was Ivo Shandor. And the reason why he was doing that was to try and summon Gozer, the Gozerian, Sumerian god, to bring about the end of the world because he deemed it was too sick to survive. Woo! He's coming. You better watch out. Oh, this is good coffee. So that's the thing, that it kind of runs through the story with that. Spoiler warning for Ghostbusters the game. Ghostbusters 2, there is a pink slime in New York City. Psychomagnetheric slime flow of immense proportions underneath the city, in their words. Psychomagnetheric slime is psychoreactive. So if you get angry around it, it feeds on it. And it magnifies emotional states. So for the most part, it was bad stuff until later on in the film, halfway through or so, they figure out that they can positively charge the slime, which is good, which helps them to defeat Vigo the Carpathian, who's the big bad in Ghostbusters 2. The psychomagnetheric slime in Ghostbusters 2, everybody was like, oh, these two movies are self-contained, like they're connected but self-contained, but they really weren't. They explain in the game that Ivo Shandor actually had multiple backup plans because he was one smart cookie. And his one backup plan was that he had this thing called a slore. If you watch the first Ghostbusters film, Vince Clortho, when he has possessed Louis Tully and he's got the thing on his head, he's explaining about it and about some stuff that happened before, and he mentions a slore. Now the slore is like this demon from another dimension that can spew this super toxic black slime out. So what Ivo Shandor did was he pulled one in to our dimension, locked it up in the basement on the Shandor Island so it could spew this black goop out to filter it out, to pump into the city. The end result was psychomagnetheric pink slime underneath the city, just as a check, a backup plan, just in case some shit went sideways, his plan didn't work, plan one, he'd have a backup plan. So, Vigo was using the pink slime, but Vigo wasn't the one responsible for the pink slime. It was there. He was just capitalizing on something that was already there. It's cool. If you play the game and you look back and you say, holy shit, this adds another layer to this story. It's awesome. So I highly recommend that. But the one point I was going to make, if you watch the trailer for Ghostbusters Afterlife, there's a part where it's rolling through and there's a field, and then there's a sign above this mine, and it says Shandor Mining Company. Like Ivo Shandor, the big bad. So what the hell's going on there? Is this another backup plan of his? Because the guy was a super genius, obviously. So it's going to be interesting. Very interesting film. I'm looking forward to it immensely. Very, very optimistic about it. I hope they don't screw it up. I hope it goes great. I hope this kind of puts it on track to make another few films. Maybe this will be the goodbye for the original cast, and maybe they will just kind of restart the machine for new generation. If they do it properly, they could do it properly. They could reel some people back in. They could totally make this franchise that could work. Little tidbit of information for you. Didn't know if you knew this. If you watch the original Ghostbusters, there is the scene where they have to make the choice on the form of Gozer, the Destructor, Gozer the Gozerian. So they end up, Ray, being Ray, ends up thinking of the one thing that can't hurt us. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man. We used to roast them at Camp Wakanda. Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, 100 feet tall, stepping on church. Just about took him out. Great. But one of the original ideas in the script for that was to have Paul Reubens. Paul Reubens, if you know, played Pee Wee Herman, TV personality in the 80s and early 90s, I guess. Paul Rubens was supposed to play Ivo Shandor. He was supposed to show up, small, unassuming man, fucking Pee Wee Herman. That's the super evil Ivo Shandor. And they didn't film it, as far as I know, but it's an interesting concept nonetheless. It's pretty wicked. So yeah, I'm hitting the 15-minute mark already. I get excited about this stuff when I start going off on something that I really like, and I just keep firing through. Next thing you know, I've killed 15 minutes already, and I'm trying to cap these videos 15, 16 minutes or so. So I'm going to have to wrap this up right away. I might do another follow-up video. I might go and do like a recap video of each of the first two films. Maybe even a run through on the game, which is, again, like I said, lovely. Highly recommend it. But that's about it. I'm trying to keep these videos at a shorter bit to retain your attention span. Don't want to go for like 20 minutes, half an hour, 45 minutes. That's a little too long to put up with me, I think. 20 minutes max. 20 minutes max. The other day I said 15 minutes max, but I'm already touching that 15-minute mark. Steve Rogers, Captain America. It's a hero. National treasure. That concludes my video. I hope everybody's having a good day. Thank you for watching the video. Remember to like and subscribe to my videos. If you're on social media, give this a share. If you got Facebook, other platforms, go ahead, share my videos, get them out there. Spread the word. I am broadcasting from Lloydminster, Alberta, Saskatchewan, right on the border. I am a Canadian guy living right on the border, so I'm repping both provinces simultaneously, living in beautiful Lloydminster. So thank you very much for tuning in. Thank you for all my subscribers. It's been busy the last few days. Hopefully I can start cranking more of these videos out. If you have any suggestions for comment, just comments for videos that I should do stuff on, then go ahead, send me a message, comment down below, and hopefully you enjoyed this journey into the nerd world. I'll come back with another one tomorrow. I've got a few points that I was going to touch on with some Star Wars stuff that you should check out. Highly recommend. I am versed in a lot of this stuff. I am not ashamed to admit it. It makes me happy, and that is the secret to life. Smile, be nice to people, and enjoy what you love. And always, always be proud of what you enjoy. It's important. Be yourself. Very, very important thing in life. It's too short to waste your time just faking it till you make it. That's the advice that I can give today. But thank you very much for tuning in. I will do some more Ghostbusters videos. This is another one of my favorite franchises. Maybe I'll come in, do a plot synopsis of the first film, a review, and some stuff, throw in some interesting little tidbits of information that you may or may not know, which is cool. Same with Ghostbusters 2. A lot of people hated Ghostbusters 2, but I actually prefer it over the original. I know I'm weird. I'm weird. It was one of the first movies I saw in the theater, so it's got a special place in my heart. Absolutely love it. Thank you very much for watching. Remember, like, subscribe, share, and thank you all very much for all of the new subscribers that I've had in the past few days, and the shares and the positive stuff that I've received from everybody on these videos. I'm glad everybody is enjoying my content, and I have full intention to make some more on a more regular basis as soon as I work out the kinks with this system. So thank you all for tuning in today. We will see you next time. See you later. Have a good